South Australian Liberal Senator Cory Bernardi wants to stop the expansion of Sharia-compliant loans and financial products in Australia. Sharia-style banking prohibits the payment and collection of interest and deems that all parties to a financial transaction must share in the risks and rewards involved. The senator is seeking support from his coalition colleagues for his idea, and he says Sharia-compliant financial products are incompatible with the Australian way of life. The National Taxation Board will this week start holding consultation meetings about how Islamic transactions should be taxed. Senator Bernardi is speaking here with Sabra Lane.
Sharia finance is one aspect of Sharia or Islamic law, and I reject it entirely. We shouldn't be changing our legal system or our legal framework to accommodate a system of laws that is wholly incompatible with Western values, and this extends into a number of areas such as, the freedom of religion. It extends into all people are created equal, and the equivalence of man and women in society. These are aspects of Sharia that are touched on, but in other nations we've found that an accommodation of Sharia finance leads into an accommodation of any number of other areas where Sharia is implemented, such as in property disputes, such as in marital separations, and we're already seeing some calls for this in this country. Up till now, we've rejected them. I'm calling upon the government to stop entertaining the notion of changing our rules or regulations to accommodate Sharia finance. If people want to enter into Sharia-compliant transactions, entirely up to them, as long as they comply with our existing rules and frameworks.
You talk about disputes over property. We have that now even without Sharia-linked products.
Well, indeed we do, and they're handled in a manner which is consistent with, our rules and our laws. If there was an indulgence of Sharia at any level, it would give rise to a parallel system where there have to be experts, which would be sheikhs or muftis, that would be ruling on what is compliant with Sharia. And Sharia is not just about commercial transactions. It indulges an aspect of every part of people's lives. And so if you've got to be consistent and compliant in one aspect, you've got to be consistent and compliant at the other end. And so it's like a ball of string that once you start tugging at it, the entire ball becomes unravelled, and that's something I don't want to see happen in this country.
Doesn't this move risk punishing the vast majority of Muslim Australians who are law-abiding citizens and probably would like to have the choice of Sharia-linked products?
Well, people can make those choices themselves if they want to. We already have a number of Islamic banks here, but what we're talking about is changing our taxation framework in one instance, and that's what the investigation is going on about. But the other part of it is, if people are insistent upon only dealing in Sharia-compliant products, what other aspects of Sharia would we be entertaining introducing in this country? These are the sorts of things that Australians have to open their minds to and say, well, do we want to indulge in Sharia finance? Because the inevitable step, and this has been demonstrated in other nations, is to start indulging in these other aspects of it. I say no, let's draw the line in the sand.
What kind of support have you enjoyed within your party for these ideas?
Certainly people are happy that they've been made aware of it, and they think that there should be a discussion and a debate about it. The final Liberal Party position, of course, will be determined by what the government suggests and brings forward.
Liberal Senator Cory Bernardi speaking there with Sabra Lane.